And we are back, 6:46 this Saturday morning, checking out the view from downtown Portland, right here in Monument Square, where the holiday tree is so pretty this morning for us. Looks like the sun's starting to come up too, which is nice. And Valerie Brooke hanging out with us this morning. Today might not be a bad day to get the tree up if you haven't done it yet. I mean, if it's a fake tree, I guess, of course, but a little messy.
Well, you know, if you have something nearby, you can go and get the you can get the real tree, or if you don't have to do too much traveling for that, it is going to be a perfect decorating day. Good day to get the hot cocoa going, maybe something in the crock pot, and just kind of hunker down. It's not going to be a winter wonderland outside in terms of snow, but in terms of ice, you will have plenty of it for most areas inland. It is not quite here, but we've been eyeing that 8 to 9 o'clock time frame, might even be a little bit earlier, just into the western foothills, but it is going to be a bit of an icy mess this morning, and that is going to also be a concern for the coastal areas. Not all of it, but we have some areas in southern Maine and just along western or areas of mid-coast that could be just borderline for some ice. So that's going to be the concern into today. Tonight we warm up, we have rain, maybe a rumble of thunder, wind, and tomorrow we'll clear things out. So that is the synopsis of the next 36 hours. But the view, very cloudy. You can kind of tell something's coming just from the sky. 29 right now in Portland, so the temperature is only bumped up 1 degree, but the dew point's at 23. So once we start precipitating, we'll actually see the temperature probably come down a couple degrees as we saturate the atmosphere. Evaporation is a cooling process, so as we start to get some of this precipitation in the drier air, it evaporates, cool things down, and so we'll actually drop a couple of degrees in the Portland area. So as we see on the radar, we have plenty of that precipitation moving through now. Vermont and New Hampshire, it's just heading over Lake Winnipesaukee and portions of western parts of New Hampshire, and that's going to come into western Maine shortly. So that will be the first little bit of precipitation to come in. Temperatures in Freiburg 26, same for Lewiston, 25 in Augusta, we're at 30 in Wiscasset, 25 for Berlin, and our cool spots all the way into the eastern and northern parts of the state where the clouds aren't as thick right now. But we do have this precip coming in. Temperatures will stay on the cooler side, especially once the precipitation starts. As I mentioned, sometimes temperatures come down a degree or two. So the icing threat is definitely there for western and central parts of the state and southern Maine, including Portland. May even include Brunswick, definitely Biddeford and Saco, not quite York. I think we're going to be too warm there, but there is going to be this pocket along the coast that does get some of this freezing rain. We start to see the precipitation come out. By the time we get to about 1 or 2 o'clock, we might still have some drizzle, but notice temperatures really take a long time to move. It actually takes until about 7, 8, 9 o'clock tonight to get that burst of warmth. It does come. We'll be in the 50s at some point, but most of us will be sleeping. Cold front comes through, might have a rumble of thunder there, and then temperatures come back down. So we have a couple seasons in a couple hours tonight, and then for Sunday, it'll feel a bit more like late fall. It still technically is, and we'll have a really nice Sunday for us. So no issues on Sunday. Sunday's the outdoor day. Today's the indoor day. Monday will also be easy for kids getting back to school. No issues that day. But ice accretion definitely there for the interior part of the state, and could have some glazing along the coastline with this particular system. On the water, a gale warning in effect with, of course, high winds and high seas expected. Tomorrow is a bit nicer. Monday is probably, I'd say, the nicest day of the week. It's the warmest and most sunny. We do cool down in the midweek, and we'll be watching a couple systems for late next week that will cool us back down into next weekend and probably into Christmas week as well. A little bit of foreshadowing. I think it'll feel a little bit more like the typical winter weather holiday season as we go into the forecast for Christmas week. Yeah, a little bit of foreshadowing.